Fazbear's finally closed the curtains on its business. Parent company Fazbear Entertainment faced criminal charges after the discovery of decayed corpses stuffed into the suits of the pizzeria's beloved mascots. It is speculated that these bodies belonged to a group of children that had gone missing at the establishment as late as 1983. In addition, authorities at a neighboring Freddy Fazbear's recently discovered what appeared to be the remains of a former employee and an equine-like creature stuffed inside a pair of faulty spring-lock suits. Police have reason to believe the victims matched the description of the suspects responsible for 2 respective counts of vandalism and murder at this establishment and its short-lived counterpart, Pinky Fazpie's Pizza. One witness, Bonbon, tipped authorities off who cannot be approached for further comment.
Bonbon's on the TV! Famous pony!
It is estimated that the remains of the 2 victims will be transported out after further investigation of the facility.
Please tell me you were watching the news just now!
Yep. They were just talking about you in a pair of damaged suits that were holding the corpses of 2 serial killers!
Yeah, okay, fine, whatever. The suits! What did they say they were gonna do with the suits?
Oh, they said they were just taking them out of the pizzeria! I don't think they would be any good for making children smile again.
Ugh, look. I just came back from that place to try and get a look at those things myself, but those lunkheads won't let me through, even though I was the one that proved they were holding killers in a Kitty's Pizza joint!
Statement does not register. Elaborate?
What? You were among those killer robots when Lyra took up that night shift! How could you not know that happened?
I was brought into creation by a weird marionette thing. Self has no knowledge of prior engagements in Freddy Fazbear's. Bonbon, what exactly are you talking about?
Oh, fine. I didn't want to tell you this, but since Robo-U brought it up, I'll spill it. You remember when I took up that night guard position at Fazpie's 30 years ago?
Oh yeah! That was the job where after you got back home, you said you'd never volunteer for night jobs again!
That's beside the point. See, what I didn't tell you was all the fracas that went down during that job. Those kitty robots the ads mentioned, they all came to life in the midst of my shift and tried to rip my face off, like they tried to do to you!
Did they also send out a robotic version of yourself to try and tear your skin off and pose as you?
No, Lyra. It wasn't anything like your shift.
Oh, okay.
Anyways, it wasn't until the end of my shift that I bumped into the culprits. These weird-looking girls. One of them was some kind of magician, so I can only imagine she was the one that was making the robots go cuckoo. But the other? I don't know what was up with her, but she looked straight up insane. And that red eye of hers? Ugh.
Why would 2 girls want to mess with a children's pizzeria?
Why should it matter? They were trying to kill me! Anyways, it was only a few years after I was fired when things took a really bad turn. I went back to the pizzeria to try and explain why those ponybots had malfunctioned, but the guy wouldn't believe me. I tried so hard to stick to that story, but all he did was thank me for giving them a reason to refurbish the older animatronics. Prick. So, he said he had to go to the back to make some adjustments to one of the suits, and he left me there just wondering why I took that job in the first place.
'Cause you needed the money and you really love me?
Don't remind me. Anyways, an hour or so went past and the guy just wasn't giving me any sign he was still there. So I decided to go into that back room myself, totally unaware I was being watched by those 2 girls. Guess they came back to try and finish what they started. Things weren't made any better when the first thing I saw in that back room was the man in one of those horrible spring-lock suits. No doubt waiting for me, and evidently so was that red-eyed girl, because when I turned around, there she was in the old Sunset Shimmer suit again with her accomplice right over her. I honestly thought I was gonna die in there, but I guess maneuvering in those suits was more of an ordeal than I thought.
So, you killed them both with those suits?
Not intentionally! I didn't know they would go off like that! Either way, I thought my hooves were clean of this whole mess until you took up that Celestia Forsaken night shift and came back with this thing!
So, what's the big deal then? None of us died!
That's not the point, Lyra! I know I said those suits took care of those murderers, but I don't know. I feel like something still needs to be done. I don't know. But as long as I never have to hear about that stupid Fazbear's joint again.
In other news, to mark this rather gruesome milestone, a new attraction is looking to keep the Fazbear name alive. The establishment, dubbed Fazbear's Fright, appears to be a sort of haunted house attraction dedicated entirely to the many relics of the children's pizza franchise left behind closed doors, ranging from faulty animatronic parts to old crayon drawings. This new attraction looks set to bring back your childhood in the worst possible way. The sole owner is currently looking for any willing participants to check all electronic equipment during the night shift to prepare for the attraction's opening next week.
No!
Aw, come on, Bonbon! It might be fun to see what it's like to almost be killed by giant robots!
Absolutely not, Lyra! I will not let either of us go anywhere that has to do with those Fazbear freakheads ever again!
But I'm from those Fazbear freakheads!
You're the only exception I'll make, since you're not a face eater like they were. But you, Lyra, are not going anywhere near that attraction. Do you hear me?
Oh, come on! What's the big deal? I can just take Robo-Me with me and we'll be just fine!
And you honestly think I'd let you be watched by, yourself? That's just asking for disaster! Honestly, I don't know why anyone would want to take any job at that place. Something just seems off about it. You think I would risk losing my roommate to a place that's clearly—
Yeah, that's real great, Bonbon! We'll see you later!
God damn it, Lyra!